Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'd like to show you how I made this card. This was card number 1 of my week 6 challenge, which was using embossing folders. For this card what I did was I painted the inside of my embossing folder before I put my paper through. So I want to show you how I did that. To start off with, the card pieces that you're going to need, I'm changing my colours. My card base is going to be Cajun Craze, and that measures 8 1/4 by 5 3/4, scored and folded down the middle. You need a layer of Whisper White, which is 4 inches by 5 5/8 inches. A piece of Whisper White that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/2 inches. You will need a small piece of Whisper White measuring 1 1/8 by 2 3/8. Delightful Dijon that measures 1 1/4 by 2 1/2, and Cajun Craze, which measures 1 3/8 by 2 5/8. And you'll also need a piece of Whisper White for the 2 butterflies. When I did my embossing for the background here, I did 2 sheets. I painted both sides of my embossing folder, put 2 sheets in, so one facing that way, one was facing that way, and this is what the result was. So one's the embossed side, the other one's the debossed. Both sides can be used as backgrounds for stamps, for stamping. So if you decide you want to do both, then you will need 2 pieces of the Whisper White that measures 3 7/8 by 5 1/2 inches, and that's what I'm going to be doing, so that I can show you exactly what I mean. So those are my 2 pieces there. I'll move these out of the way, and I'll move that one. My scrap sheet of paper I will bring in, and my embossing folder. I'm using the same embossing folder, which is Lovely Lace. And painting your embossing folder doesn't do any harm to it whatsoever. You can just run it through under the tap, and it will be fine. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do the background in the lighter colour, the Delightful Dijon, and I'm going to use, let's move those 2 out of the way. I'm going to use my roller ball. In fact, let's move that out of the way. I can be a bit messy at times. You've probably noticed. Right, okay. So to get this inked up, it's no good just rolling it, because you'd finish up not getting ink over everything. So what you have to do is roll, lift, roll, lift, roll, lift. Okay? So even though it might look as if I'm just doing backwards and forwards like that, I'm not. I am doing roll, lift, roll, lift, roll, lift, to make sure that I get ink all over. Okay, so what I need to do is just put my ink over my embossing folder. Okay, so that's one side. So I'm going to roller the other side as well. Okay, so it's roll, lift, roll, lift, roll, lift. And you can see the difference there. Okay. Now the roller ball, that just gets rinsed out underwater, just like this will do. Let me just move that over while I get my big shot over here. Fortunately, you do have a little bit of time with the Stampin' Up paper, ink rather. Right, so I've got my 2 pieces of card, and I'm going to pop those. Let me see, can you see what I'm doing here? Let's just move myself in a bit. That's better. Okay, so I've got 2 pieces of my cardstock, and I'm just going to lay that down, hopefully without moving, and then I'm going to pop that one down on top, again hopefully without moving. Now holding it closed like that, put the other sheet on, and then I'm going to roll that through. Basically what happens is while it's embossing, it also transfers the ink onto your paper. Oops. So that's one side, and that's the other side. Okay, so you can choose which side you'd like to use. I'll pop that aside, ready for cleaning. And I'll move this back out of the way again. So nice easy technique, isn't it? It doesn't come out absolutely perfect, as you can see. Let me show you. You do have light dark areas, but once it's on the card it really does look stunning. And here we go on this one as well. As you can see, definitely not perfect. I'll try and get a card made out of this one before I actually post my video, so that I can put a photograph of it on my blog. Right, okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to adhere this layer to my white layer here using, I think I'm going to use Tombow on that. I'm always dubious when it's bumpy, and I think Tombow is the one that's best for the job on this. Red sticky strip would work as well, or fast fuse. I just like the extra time that Tombow gives. Okay, so that's got that nicely inked up. My finger got stuck there. Tombow's too good at times. Right, okay, so we've got that. That's going to be layering on there. And then with those, that's going to be looking good. Let's stamp our butterflies. I will need my sheet again, won't I? And that's because with my butterflies I will be stamping off the colours a bit. So let's do the large one first. My first colour I'm going to be using is Cajun Craze. Sorry, just in case you haven't seen this stamp set before, this is what the one that I'm using, and it's watercolour wings. It's could be 3, 4, 5 steps if you included the body and the antennae as well. But the main butterfly is 3 steps. And these for the little ones. So the first stamp I'm doing is with the darkest colour, which is Cajun Craze. No, that'll be fine. I'm going to get some more Whisper White. I don't think I'm going to have enough here. Okay, so that's one. And then the next one is the solid colour. I'm going to use the lighter colour, which is the Delightful Dijon, but I'm going to stamp off once with it. Let's move that out of the way because I don't want to get that all messed up. Okay, so get that inked and then stamp off, and then come over here. The way Stampin' Up have designed these stamps, it's to give, as the name suggests, watercolour effect, which means there's light and dark areas. As you can see here, it's not where I've missed any inking, it's just where that part of the stamp has been done lighter. Now the third layer on this, I'm going to use Delightful Dijon, but full strength. There we go. It's a nice colour combination, isn't it? Now I need to do the smaller butterfly. I wonder if it will fit on there. Yes, that should be fine. So we start with the outside one, which again is going to be the Cajun Craze. And then the solid coloured one is going to be Delightful Dijon. That's going to be stamped off once. And then the third one, which is going to be full strength, Delightful Dijon. There we go. I haven't tried these colours together, but I think they go quite well, don't you? Now, I didn't die cut my butterflies out here. Well, I did originally, but once I put them on there, the white trim round the edge just didn't look right. So what I did was I cut them out. Now, fortunately, it doesn't take long because there's not much, it's quite nice smooth lines, but I do cut it so that I don't get any white left on here. That was part of the reason for choosing a darker colour for the first stamp, so that it would make a really good contrast against the embossed background. If you're not sure which way you would like to go with this, I suggest you do what I did on the first card, and that is die cut them out. Once you've seen what it's like, if you like it, then obviously you're sorted, you just go with it. If you don't like it, then it doesn't take a few minutes to cut the white bits off. Okay, so there's that bit. Let's just get as much of this off as possible. If you struggle with the fussy cutting like this, a tip that might make it easier for you is to move the paper and not your scissors. If you watch what I'm doing, you'll see that my paper moves an awful lot more than my scissors do. Scissors do move a bit, but most of the movement is done by the paper. There we go. Okay, I also need a body for the butterfly, and that I'm going to do in Cajun Craze. Where's the body? There it is. This could have been stamped on top of the butterfly before I cut it out. But as one butterfly is going on top of another one, you need something for the top one. But it's one of the things, you know, you choose which way you like to go with it. Great thing about card making is there's no right or wrong. Well, not unless you do something really drastic. There we go. It's not too bad, is it? So if we put our butterfly together, you see, by doing it like this, then the body goes right over the two of them. So I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow on my small butterfly. Let that adhere down nicely, and then I'm putting the Tombow on my butterflies. Put my body on, otherwise the body's going to, if I put it on the body, chances are I'm going to get it stuck all over the place. In fact, I'm going to do that anyway, aren't I, because I've got too much glue on here. Okay, let's try that. There we go. Now, my butterfly will be going on here somewhere. Let me bring my card back. Oh, that's convenient. No, I need to put my antennae on there as well. So, and it's going straight onto a nice flat bit of card. So that is convenient. So what I'll do is, I know approximately where I want it to go. So I can do that like that, and then I know where I've got to put the butterfly on. Oh, let's leave that open. Let's do my sentiment next. And I've already got my Stampin' jig set up for this. There we go. So where's my 3 small pieces gone? Here we are. Okay, and I think what I will do is just put a little bit of snail on the back there. Try and get a bit of the sticky off. So it's just like temporary. Because when I put my Stampin' jig down, it's going to be way off over here, so it's not anywhere where it's going to be able to hold my paper in place. This sentiment comes from the Birthday Blossoms stamp set. I'm using this one here. This has got some really nice, I like the font that they've used on here. It's really nice. Right, okay, so that looks straight. So if I put that on there, bring my stamp in. Good. Now let's see if this is going to lift up without losing any of its back. Oops, yep, good, lovely. Okay, so I'm going to layer this onto here. I'll use snail. And then this one onto my Cajun Craze. So that's butterfly ready, sentiment is ready, and now I've got to do my ribbon. It's not really ribbon, it's lace. I can't remember how much I took. It was 17, no, it couldn't have been 17, could it? Oh, maybe it could have been. Well, okay, I don't like waste. I'll tell you what I'll do, if I measure how much I'm taking, and then, so that's 16, I'm taking 18 inches, and we'll see how much I have to cut off, and we can work out from there how much you really need, so you don't have to waste any. And what I'm going to do to get this tied, it looks a bit short actually, never mind, I'm going to put a little bit of Tombow on here, to hold the lace, and I think that that's about an inch up from the bottom, so you could come down a little bit. That's about right. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 4, so that's straight. That's good. Crikey, this is a bit tight. Well, I took 18 inches and I definitely think you need to take more than that. Now if we fold this one, make the other one go round. Let's turn that upside down. Now, is she going to do it? Or is she not? No, I need to be left-handed to do it like that, don't I? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I hope you learn by, I'm going to say my mistakes. Yeah, okay, my mistakes. I prefer to call them faux pas, I think. There we go, let's try that. That looks better. I think I'm in with a fighting chance now. There is a little bit of a stretch to the ribbon, the lace, but you don't want to pull it too much, otherwise you'll find your card is actually bending. Oh look, that's a lot better, look at that. Let's pull that down, pull that down. Well, you're going to have to decide for yourself, I think, how much ribbon you want to take, because I've used 18 inches and that looks like a little bit too much, but not too much. But it was a bit of an effort to do it. So you're going to have to decide what you think. Oops, no, it's the wrong way, isn't it? Always doing that. There we go. Okay, so let's get this card put together now. I'm putting a little bit more over the ribbon as well. There we go. And then we know this is going to be coming on here, and a butterfly. Just fold his body so that I can get him there. Is that right there, do you think? Yep, that'll be fine. So a little bit of Tombow on his body. Line that up with the antennae. In fact, I wonder... No, don't want that. Whoops. I did wonder whether I could put the sentiment up at the top, but I don't like that at all. There we go. And then, did I pop that? No, I didn't use dimensionals. I used Tombow for it. Again, because it's going on an embossed surface. I'm getting a bit of a cold and I've got a very sore throat at the moment, so I apologise if my voice keeps coming and going. Right, now if we pop this in here, just slide it under the ribbon very slightly. I think the butterfly could have done with going a bit higher, but that's okay. Yep, I'm fine with that. And then I just need the pearls. I'm not sure that I actually like these large pearls, so this one I'm going to try the medium size. I don't know how many that's going to be. I imagine it's probably going to be about 8. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's have a look. There we go, that is 8. There we go. So that, I'm not sure what they call this technique. I'm calling it painted embossing. But what do you think? Nice effect, makes something a bit different, doesn't it? Now the card has been put together, it really doesn't matter that this hasn't come out perfectly, does it? It's a bit like the watercolour effect on the butterflies. Well, thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please contact me because I will be happy to help you. If you've enjoyed my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button, which is on the right hand side of the screen, or depending on what you're watching the video on, it could be underneath the screen. If you'd like to purchase any of the products I featured here, please click on the 24/7 link just at the bottom of the screen, and that will take you to my online Stampin' Up shop. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.